Welcome, I'm Jon Caldara, president of the Independence Institute and your devil's advocate. A little later, we're going to be talking to the state historian. I didn't even know we had a historian. But first, I want to check in on the state of education with Pam Benigno, who runs our Education Policy Center. Good seeing you again.
Nice to be here, John.
All right, so every year, the mayor does the State of the City address, and the president does the State of the Nation, and the governor does the State of the State address. I'm curious, what's the state of educational choice in Colorado? Real fast. How are we doing?
Sure. Well, we're behind. We're behind a lot of other states, but we're getting there. You know, we're ahead in the area of public school choice. We have open enrollment across district lines, across neighborhood boundaries.
What does that mean? Because I've heard the term open enrollment. I'm sure I know what it means, but I think a lot of people are like, what does that mean? That
means that you really have a lot of choice in Colorado in the public school system, that if you decide that you would like your child, and let's say you live in Jeffco and you want to send them to a Denver school, and if there's space available in that school, it meets your child's needs, and you drive them over there, you can try to get into that school. If they have space, they have to take you.
That wasn't always the case in Colorado.
No, but it's been the case for a really long time. And that goes, it's the same as far as the neighborhood school within your own school district. You can go into another neighborhood school as well. We also have charter schools in Colorado, and we have a strong charter school law that was passed in 1993.
I can't believe it's been 23 years now, going on 23 years. People still have a misconception when they hear charter school. They think it's a private school.
Yeah, some do. It's a hard message to get across, but charter schools are public schools. There's no tuition costs, and they're open for people to enroll into. It works the same as open enrollment. In fact, now we have 223 charter schools in our state, and it's 12% of the public school population.
That's amazing to me, because I remember when the law was passed. So to think that 12% of all kids going to K-12 in public schools are now going to charter schools. If that was its own district, that would be one of the largest districts, wouldn't it?
Sure.
Yeah, it's incredible. The idea of a charter is that parents and others who pull together and say, we want to try something different that's more customized to what we think is good for our kids.
Yes, and they have their own governing board. They receive waivers from a lot of the policies that the neighborhood schools have to follow. So they have a lot more freedom. They don't have collective bargaining contracts. Their teachers are fired or hired at will. And so, you know, if somebody's not working out, they can let them go.
They actually have the freedom to make those changes. Now, a lot of folks don't like charter schools because they do have those freedoms. I remember 23 years ago, the unions saying, we can't do this, we can't do this. It happened, and it's been a wonderful success.
Yeah, it has been. And back in 1993, there was bipartisan support. Governor Romer was very dedicated to having charter schools in this state. He was a Democrat. Other Democrats worked with Republicans, and they did what was best for kids by coming together and agreeing on charter schools.
I think about one of the new charter schools out in Golden. It's Golden View Academy. I think I'm saying that the right way.
Correct.
This was put together with a kind of a back to basics program built classical. Coming out of Hillsdale College, they built a curriculum, and it's amazing that this charter is up and running. Now there's some 500 kids in there. That wouldn't happen before. That happened because the now recalled school board voted 3-2 to let this happen. If that board wasn't there, those 500 kids would not be enjoying the educational choice that they're having.
Yes, and I'm a Jefferson County resident, and I can tell you that this is the first board in a long, long time that has been friendly towards charter schools. In fact, their last meeting, before they had to leave office, forced out of office, they approved another charter school as well that will open next fall. So Jefferson County students, because of that reform majority, have more choice.
Right. So no matter what you think of those and how you voted on the recall, there are going to be 1,000 kids in that school district that are having a choice that fits them much better, that would never have happened if not for those evil, crazy reform candidates on that board. So let's talk a little bit about what happened in Jeffco. We've got now a few months since the recall, and Independence was certainly involved in that. I did not want to see these people leave. They were doing some incredible things. They were building a school without going into debt. They were helping with charter schools. They were the first really to put in equalization, meaning that the charter schools could have the same amount of funding as the other public schools.
Which was $1,200 more per child for those charter school students. Now, if I'd been a charter school parent in Jeffco and my child wasn't getting as much as the neighborhood kids in the neighborhood schools, I would have been furious.
And now,
but now they get them, unless this board rolls it back.
Although, if I recall, every single one of these new members, when campaigning, said, we'll never roll it back. This is a good thing. We support it. I wonder how long that might last, because I get a sense this is not a board that's friendly to charter schools.
We'll see.
All right, looking back on the recalls, what happened there? You know, one of the things that was interesting from my point of view was to hear that the recallers were working on their own. This was not a union-led effort. The tweets, the posts, Channel 9 News was very clear when they talked to them, and they said, this is about parents, this is about students. The union is not involved. The union is not leading this effort. What did we find out?
Well, first of all, when all this was going on, we knew it was the union. You know, you could tell by the various PR firms or the people involved. We knew the union was behind it. But actually, our senior policy analyst, Ross Izzard, was looking at some federal forms in December, LM2s, that the NEA has to file, the National Education Association. And he ran across a donation to Jeffco United, one of the recall groups, for $150,000 that they had donated. This group claimed that they weren't union-led. I bet that was enough money to get signatures on the ballot.
I bet it was enough to. And it wasn't just that. There were other unions that poured in money after a group called Colorado Government Watch filed a complaint, and they had to then disclose their contributors. And lo and behold, 99.5% of all their funding came from big unions, even though they said it was the other way. It was not that it would have changed a whole lot if they had disclosed, but it really angered some reporters, and I had some comments from reporters on Channel 9. I mean, you could tell they felt lied to, because they were, and you know, they knew what we knew, that this is not led by parents, this was led by the union.
Well, and besides that, even some of the petition language to even get it on the ballot, those were lies too.
Right.
It was, people were,
and right, and
had the wool pulled over them.
I don't want to, this is not sour grapes. You know, people have spoken, but it's important to know that now that we have some of the facts, that the parents leading this didn't lead it at all, and they brought to court and they had to admit, no, it was all union funded. There was something else that they claimed during this, that this wasn't going to cost any money, because original estimates said this could cost hundreds of thousands of dollars for the school district to put on a recall election. They said, no, it's going to be on the general election ballot, and therefore it's not going to cost anything.
Well, it did. And what was it, $250,000?
$250,000.
Yeah.
Right. So reporters then found out after the fact, no, that was a lie too. So what did you learn from all the experience in the Jeffco fights?
Well, I learned how easily people believe what they're told, and that's one thing, that we all have to do a better job at getting our messages out. And I also learned that we've got to rally parents that really do believe in more school choice, and that they need to be able to take a stand.
Because it looked as though parents were so involved in the recall. The union was involved with the recall, and the union and union supporters and parents, there's no doubt. But I get a sense that parents who want more school choice are a silent majority. That they're out there, but they're busy, they're doing their other things. They don't have time to get involved as much as union-led teachers do.
Sure.
Am I wrong on that?
Well, no. I mean, the NEA sent, what was it, 48 people to go knocking at doors, and they have an office here, and you know, there's lots of money there, lots of manpower. But yeah, in Jeffco alone, there's, depending on how you count campuses or schools, there's 15 to 19 charter schools in the district, and I'm sure that I'm sure some of them tried to help out, but $1,200 a student now because of this board, this former board, for their child to be educated, that's a big deal. we've got to learn how to activate those parents.
Parents need to get active. All right. One of the ways parents get active looking at choice is to say what's in and what's outside of school choice. A lot of them don't know, especially with so many people coming to the state. They don't quite understand all their choice options. You and your center have been working on this for years, trying to have one place where they can go to get all that information. Tell me about it.
Well, that's right. So we're behind in Colorado on private school choice, and we hope that that will change. But as far as public school choice, if parents go to schoolchoiceforkids.org, they can find out about all the schools in the state, including the private schools. And we've just started we're kind of revamping our Facebook page, and we would really appreciate it if parents would go to School Choice for Kids Facebook page and take a look about what's going on, and we want to start a communication with you.
That schoolchoiceforkids.org has helped thousands of families find a way to get a better fit for their kids.
Yeah.
What do they find on it?
Well, first of all, it's in English and it's in Spanish. It's been up since 2007. And we have thousands of parents every month, year-round, coming on that site. And they'll find out specific philosophies of a school. They can do a search and put their address in, and let's say that they want to find the Montessori schools, the Montessori public schools that are near their house. They hit a button and those schools come up. There's information on how to go through the open enrollment process. All sorts of information on there.
They want the choice. They don't know, first of all, what choices are out there inside the public system, and then they don't know exactly how to apply. All that stuff is right there.
That's right. And there's other resources
I've heard from so many parents what a gift it is to be able to do that. So congratulations. Again, people want more information about that, and they want to get involved. Where do they go?
They go to schoolchoiceforkids.org and visit our Facebook page at School Choice for Kids. School Choice for Kids Facebook page. Pam, thank you, and keep up the fight. I hope we don't have to wait another 23 years to open up more choice in Colorado. Stay tuned.